The gold standard right now, are we right now on the gold and silver standard? Would you consider this question? Is it true that the only way that gold and silver could hold any value is if we are indeed on some form of the gold standard? Now, maybe right now you can say, sure, the dollar is priced in gold, but the very fact that you can convert silver and gold into worthless unicorn fart dust paper money proves that we are right now on some form of the gold and silver standard. But are we moving more in that direction? We're going to examine that in this video. Is there concrete proof that right now we are moving more back to an official gold and silver standard? And what will that mean for the value of the physical gold, physical silver, and precious metal mining stocks that you own? You are the most important part of Ron's Basement. Thank you for being here right now. I'd like you to be part of our drive to 40,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and super chats, super thanks are always super appreciated. Now let's take a look at 5 big factors going on right now that indicate we could definitely be moving towards a gold and silver standard. Point number 1 of 5, history. We know throughout the history of the world, we have gone from paper, fiat, make-believe, unicorn, fart dust, monetary systems, always back to the gold standard. For thousands of years, man has tried to modify God's money, gold and silver, and it can often work for short periods of time. But history indicates to us there are stacks and stacks of worthless fiat currencies that you can buy for next to nothing on places like eBay, because history has dictated that the world always goes back to gold and silver. Who is the poster child for financial mismanagement over the last several decades? Zimbabwe. What are they doing right now? What are they showing us about the gold standard? Well, about 8 months ago, they shifted to what's called the ZiG, the Zimbabwe gold currency, and it has almost eliminated inflation in their country. An astounding display of how the gold standard can fix inflation. And if you don't think that other countries like Argentina or Venezuela or any host of other countries that have dealt with skyrocketing inflation aren't paying attention to what's going on in Zimbabwe, you are mistaken. A major reawakening to the gold standard going on in the world right now. And we have 3 more points to cover. But first, I want to mention to you, if you want to get your hands on some gold, silver, or platinum groups before possibly they become hard to find, please support channel sponsor Pimbex, spelled P-I-M-B-E-X. They're the online bullion dealer where you'll find what I found, right? Great prices, a place where you can get more metal for your money, great selection, and what I think is also critically important, in my opinion, a company I can trust, and I know you can trust as well. Please support channel sponsor Pimbex. What else is going on in the world with the gold standard right now? Have you heard about this little development called the BRICS? Yeah, and they're having a big meeting in October 22nd of this year. And a lot of people are looking at all the evidence out there and thinking that we could hear about a gold-backed trade settlement currency. We know at minimum that the BRICS countries are growing like crazy, have explicitly stated that they want to de-dollarize, move away from the dollar. And there's this interesting fact that a lot of their central banks are buying gold like never before. It's almost time, guys, to see the feathers fly. Put some boots on the warehouse floor, because it's very likely we're going to continue to hear major developments moving us closer to the direction of a gold standard type system from the BRICS countries. And what do you think when you hear the bank for international settlements. You know who the Federal Reserve is and Jerome Powell. You know the ECB. You know the Bank of Japan. Well, guess what? The Bank for International Settlements, that's like the principal's office for the world central banks. It's the central bank of the central banks. And they did something a little sneaky a few years ago. It was called Basel III. And for some mysterious reason, they redesignated gold as a tier 1 asset. That's the highest level of classification that it could receive. It's on par with cash. It's on par with sovereign government bonds. Why do you think the central bank to the central banks would have done that? Makes you wonder, right? They have something in the plans. And point number 5. What do you think it means when two of the most powerful entities in the precious metals sector, the World Gold Council and the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, we may not like them, we don't like them, but we have to recognize they are one of the most powerful entities in the precious metal sector and have been for centuries? Well, when the LBMA and the World Gold Council get together with Gold 247, that's the name of a special project they have going on to digitize gold with the explicit intention to make it more functional, more fungible, all types of fancy words that basically mean they're going to digitize gold and make it so that everyday people eventually could use it for doing things like buying Starbucks, going to the grocery store, paying bills. And whoa, wait a minute. This doesn't mean that you won't be able to stack gold, stack silver in your possession. It just means that more and more people using modern functional technology will be able to save, invest, and functionally use their gold and silver, potentially silver. There's no plans for silver right now. I don't want to misspeak, but use metals in everyday transactions. You can still stack, but when everybody else starts to realize the benefits of metals, right, saving, investing in precious metals, it could create a tidal wave of demand for the physical metals. Are you ready for a reawakening of the gold standard? Let's quickly review the 5 pertinent points. We have history on our side. We have small, isolated, but growing numbers of examples like Zimbabwe that we can look at. We know on a massive scale what's going on with the BRICS countries and gold and silver. We know what the Bank for International Settlements, the central bank of the central bankers, recently did with gold. And we know that the LBMA and the World Gold Council are working on digitizing gold. Heck, I heard Rick Rule even say that he thought we could see this in the balance of this decade. What do you think that will do to the price of gold, the price of silver, the real value of the precious metals? I think we're in for some unbelievable value recognition experiences, aka much, much higher prices. I'll be here for you through it all. It'll be choppy waters, but we'll make it through together. I want to say thank you to channel sponsor First Mining Gold. They're a Canadian gold developer with 2 multi-million ounce development stage projects in Canada. And Fortuna Mining. They're a gold mining company with operations right now in Latin America and West Africa. They support the channel. They make videos like this possible, along with our friends at Pinbex. Please help support our sponsors. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.